CEO, Steve Wallach. Get up on your feet for Steve.
Thank you. I don't know about you guys, but I was so looking forward to seeing Dave as part of the fashion show after last year. Such a letdown. You know, obviously this weekend has been very nostalgic for many of us. This won't be a loud round of cheers, but how many people in the room started with us 20 years ago? You know, there weren't many at that first convention. Thank you, I appreciate that. So there's like almost as many people here 20 years later at this convention from the first convention as were at the first convention based on that round of applause. There weren't many at our first convention. But I'm thrilled for the people that are here from 20 years ago. I'm thrilled for the people that are here from this convention. You know, I'm going to talk about the first 20 years a bit. You know, let me get my clicker going. You know, the first 20 years, the company was formed essentially out of a garage. We were distributors for another company. Many of you know that. We've talked about it even this weekend. You know, I remember meeting Tom Chenault the first time where we started Youngevity was our distributor office. And the first time I met Tom Chenault, I think we have a picture of him. Yep, right there with the long hair. This is Tom Chenault pre-Denise. Denise cleaned him up a bit. So, you know, as distributors, we had our own customer service staff, a group of great people that were customer service staff that worked for us as distributors. And we did that because the company that we were distributors for did not do a great job of supporting our people. We did our own shipping. We had our own customer service staff, not because we wanted to, but out of necessity. And so when we started Youngevity, it really was a company by distributors for distributors. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But you know, in the last 20 years, we've accomplished a lot, and we've talked about it this weekend, and certainly over the last 20 years, many of us have lived it. One of my proudest moments are these health claim petitions. I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but this is 2002 that this health claim petition was filed. And we talked about my father's work with selenium yesterday and the day before and so forth. And the first health claim petition, this is actually an image of the copy of the cover letter that went to the FDA. It was July 10th of 2002, which is an interesting date to me because July 11th, skipping ahead, 2011, we finalized our partnership with Javalution, which brought Dave and Ernesto and the great Javalution coffee in. Yet Tom Chenault made that introduction. I mean, just think about the relationships that have occurred over the past 20 years. Incredible, incredible things. This was a cover of Life Extension magazine. FDA suffers massive legal defeat. And that was at the hands of Jonathan Emord, who you guys saw here this weekend, here supporting his wife Cheryl and Youngevity, and at the hands of Dr. Wallach, and at the hands of all of you and Youngevity. So again, a lot of amazing things over the past 20 years. International growth over the last 4 or 5 years, last 2 years in particular, is going to be a huge part of the future. These are just some of the offices. You see Philippines, Mexico, you see Russia, you see Singapore, New Zealand, Australia. One of the goals that we had not long ago was to be among the largest direct sales companies in the world. You guys have more than accomplished that, and we expect to be in not only among the very largest direct sales companies, but the largest someday with all of your help. You know, going back to the beginning, 20 years ago, one of our key initiatives based on feedback from many of you was to be able to create the ability to allow you to participate as co-owners of Youngevity. Not long ago, less than, just over a month ago now, we fulfilled a major milestone and goal and objective of Youngevity, and that was to be listed on one of the major exchanges. We're now listed on NASDAQ. All of you shareholders of Youngevity are co-owners of a publicly traded company listed on one of the 2 largest exchanges in the world. I'm extremely proud of that fact, and I know you guys are too. You know, we've talked about Be the Change Foundation. How many people in the room, I know there's still a lot of people finishing up in the store and so forth, but how many people in the room participated in Be the Change, the foundation event this past, go ahead and shout it out. You know, there were over 200 of you this time around, by far the largest group. Amazing, thank you. And how does that make you feel? Great? I heard groovy? Dirty. Oh, Dr. Dirt said dirty. Well, there you go, that's good. So, you know, you see this image of this big orange building. Looks like almost a modern apartment complex, right? So when all of us acquired the plantation down in Nicaragua, there were 180 families that lived on that plantation. The schools that were on the plantation had been closed and run down. The whole place is in a rainforest. The floor of the homes these people were living in, was dirt, and it's wet, and it's muddy. It's a rainforest. It's great for water and irrigation, not so great for living conditions. And so we set out, became a major goal of Ernesto and Dave and Sunshine and really all of us to improve the living conditions of the people that supply and cultivate the coffee and live on the plantation. And so what you see now, standing in the middle of the rainforest, is this modern living facility, the modern living conditions for these people that provide all of the coffee for all of us with loving care. We've brought hydroelectric, clean energy to them as well. I'm just so proud. Thank you, Ernesto and Sonia and Sunshine and Dave and all of you. I'm just so impressed. So new goals. You know, the next 20 years begins now, right? So I know you guys want to know where we're going to be for the next convention. I'm not going to tell you either, but you're going to hear it soon. I can assure you that it's going to be a place, that it is a place that you'll want to be at. So I'm thrilled and excited to see all of you there. But you know, the next 20 years begins now. We set this timeline to 2037. I can only imagine the friendships, the relationships, the accomplishments of all of you over that next 20 years. I can envision, I can see that convention, 2037, 40-year anniversary convention. Can you guys imagine it? Can you see it? Can you feel it? I can. And so I'm excited about that. There's going to be a tremendous amount of international growth, domestic growth, organic growth, partnerships, acquisitions, accomplishments, products, like I said, relationships, groups being built. Just amazing things are going to happen over the next 20 years. Just think back over the past 20 years and all the amazing things all of you have accomplished already. You know, one of the best things I would say you can take away from direct sales and take away from Youngevity are those friendships, those lifelong friendships, those relationships. It's the most amazing part of direct sales is that relationship bonding and building. And you know, the biggest companies in direct sales and the biggest companies actually outside of direct sales are companies that are in consumer goods that you know, offer tens of thousands of SKUs and products and things like that, but they're just product companies, right? So we have a major advantage over our competitors inside of direct sales, certainly, and outside of direct sales as well. So the A word, Amazon, you know, you guys can kick Amazon's tail with the relationships you guys build. We're going to show you some things and put the power in your hands this weekend in a very short period of time that I think will take us really to a whole nother level going forward to start and kick off the next 20 years. So I'm going to bring Dave Brisky up here in a minute, and we're going to show you some things. So I'm going to go over just a couple more things, and then I'm bringing Dave up. You know, the common denominator really is all of you, right? So I think you guys agree that that word of mouth advertising is really irreplaceable. But I would take it to another level, to a next step. It's not the word of mouth advertising that we are talking about here. It's the word of mouth and person-to-person relationships that we're talking about here, right? So what's next? So we're going to show you something here in the next, and here's Dave.
Right on time.
Absolutely. So we're going to show you some things over the next couple of minutes that I think will help kick off that next 20 years. So I'm extremely excited about this. I sure hope you guys are too. I like I said, know this will put the power of just something amazing in your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. So, LongevityUSA.com. If you pull that up on your smartphone right now, if mobile's important to you.
So take out your phones.
Take out your phone. And this is what you're going to start to see going on with LongevityUSA.com. The first thing you'll see, in case you don't have it and you just want to pay attention, is you'll see the home page. This is what it looks like on your desktop, and this is what it looks like on mobile. So if you pull it up right now, that's what you're going to see. Okay? You're also going to see, I don't know, was search important?
I've heard it is.
So search now is by categories, by brands, by bone condition, by joint, by whatever you want to do to find stuff. If you're looking for jewelry, you can go by bracelet, you can go by necklace, you can go by color, you can go by all those things. Listen, guys, Steve and I have been as crazy frustrated with you in bringing this up. But I will tell you this, the reason why it hasn't been up until today is because we wanted a beginning, not the end, a beginning of a world-class platform. And frankly, it just hasn't been good enough to give to you until today, okay?
Well, that and all the feedback, so thank you all the beta testers.
Oh, geez.
We got so much feedback and so many great suggestions that I learned a new term. That was Project Creep. And so the scope of work kept growing and growing, but we absolutely intended and continue to intend to provide you with cutting-edge technology now and into the future.
So this is up, this is live, it is mobile. And though one thing you can see is, oh, by the way, if you put BTT, you actually get BTT. All right. And the site is smart. So listen, at the bottom of the site, we don't have the little, we still want your feedback. This is the beginning of our technology. This is the beginning of our live technology, okay? The reason why it says USA, and I see a lot of people from a lot of countries, is because we're going to rename Longevity.com something else. We might even involve you in that. Should it be Longevity Legacy? We're going to keep that site up for a while. But frankly speaking, once people start using Longevity USA, it's going to be very short before that is Longevity.com, okay? And we will move the legacy site off in another direction. So, oh my God. I don't know if this thing is important. Ow. Steve, can you take over the presentation?
Yes, of course. Thank you for the technical help.
That would be nice. You can take this thing with you.
So as Dave was saying, Longevity.com, current Longevity.com, if you were to go to Longevity.com right now, will move to something like Longevity Legacy once Longevity USA, we get the green light from enough of you to move it to our primary domain, which is Longevity.com, of course, and so it will continue to get better and better and better going forward. So again, this is the starting point, but it's absolutely an amazing, I hesitate always to call it a website because it is so much more. It is a technology platform.
Now, Tom said we should name the old legacy site new URL Longevity old site that should be thrown away now.com.
And I felt that URL was far too long.
Yeah, and Steve said that's too long a URL, but we will have it live, okay? But frankly, when you start playing here, this is where you're gonna stay. This, by the way, on LongevityUSA.com featured is the Resource Center, all right? The Resource Center is fully up mobile as well, and you can find it where? LongevityUSA.com, which will eventually be Longevity.com. Probably pretty quick, guys, within 30 days. We just want to move the other one, make it stable, and then move this to .com. But your Resource Center, you good with that? The Resource Center is where you go for everything now. Is anybody having trouble remembering all the microsites, URLs, and all that stuff? Is it just me?
No, it's not just you.
Okay, it'll all live here. And there's a surprise here in this Resource Center. If you're to go there right now and find it, if you click on it, you can do it on your phone, there's training. In the training is the Getting Started training up live, developed by Alex painstakingly with the help of leadership. It's your first 30, 60, and 90 days in the business to take you from start to 1 star.
So you have something to point your brand new prospects and enrollments to. So
at that training center is your Getting Started piece. There's audio, there's video on product, and there's a 5-video series, I don't know if this is important to anybody, on compensation plan training. Is that important? This is also the shortcut. If you want to see it right now, you can't, is LongevityUniversity.com, but you don't really need to go that way. But if you want to go LongevityUniversity.com because you want to feel very collegiate, you can find the training center there. Let me tell you guys, there are workbooks there that are printable and downloadable, all types of tools. It's such a nice platform. This is kind of Longevity 101, and we are working on 201 that we will bolt onto this, and it's just not going to end. We're going to take you all the way to Ambassador. So what was this last piece? Is it important to be able to sign people up? Yeah, it's all live right now, guys. So you can go figure it out. Oh, should it be replicated? Yeah. Okay, it's replicating right now, guys, all right? So the site that we've been waiting for is finally here. It's finally here. And frankly, it's been awfully long, but understand this, it is still the beginning. We expect to keep evolving and evolving and evolving and evolving and pushing new content, new information, probably on a 2-week basis to this site. So we still want your feedback, okay? But right now, you can let it help you do business.
Absolutely. And to get started, all you need to do is hit log in with your Longevity credentials, and that starts the site for you. So for your own personalized site, and you're off and running, and you can log in and set it up in about 20 seconds,
Pretty
30
quick.
seconds, 10 seconds. I mean,
Oh, by the way, is services important to you guys? Anybody like services?
I think they like services.
Yeah, services lives here, by the way, on LongevityUSA.com. That services portal, it's here. One place, the way it's supposed to be. It's finally here. Knock it out. Go make money. Go have fun. Let's do this.